Hi guys, I'm back. I wanted to sit down and recreate a look for you that I did in California that I was really in love with. If you watched the vlog, I did a makeup day almost every single day. I think I skipped maybe 2 out of 8 days using my Modern Renaissance palette. Using the Norvina palette, sorry. I literally just looked at my Modern Renaissance palette. It's sitting right in front of me in a little shelf. So anyways, I'm gonna do a look using this, and I did my base, which is just my foundation, concealer, and my brows because I feel like it's the most boring, and I literally use the same products every single time. So that would be the let me just show you. So foundation, 2-in-1 CoverGirl. Concealer is the Urban Decay Naked. Powder, as always, is the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. And then for brows, the Goof Proof from Benefit with my ABH Clear Brow Gel. So now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do my face powders with you guys, what I used this day that I want to recreate. I did use my Tarte Pro Glow palette. This thing is so old. Look at how dirty it is. I was telling you guys that I'm rediscovering some things in my collection, and I have definitely fallen back in love with this thing. It has a cream contour, which I never use cream products, but I love the contour shade in this one, as well as I literally just use this side. Long story short, I mixed these two for highlight. So anyways, for the most part I don't contour my face ever. It's a very rare occasion where I want to feel very made up. I feel like it definitely sculpts me out. So I'm gonna go in with this, and I'm using a Morphe E34. Oh, speaking of Morphe brushes, today was the announcement. Today is Monday, IRL, and today Jaclyn Hill announced her brushes that she's been working on with Morphe. She said that they've literally been working on it for years, which I feel like she says that about everything. The only thing that she's been working on for years that hasn't come out would be her own makeup brand, but I digress. Anyways, I'm curious if who's interested. I am, because do you guys remember, I think I might have been pregnant with Bailey, and I went down to Morphe store for the first time, and I went by myself because I'm a big girl now. And I bought quite a few brushes, and I feel like they changed the way I did my makeup, and literally probably about 80% of them were Jaclyn Hill's choices. When you go in, they have little stickers on them, and they say who likes what brush. They have some Manny stickers and some Jaclyn stickers, and I think they had, who else did they have on there? Jeffrey maybe? No, that bitch don't use Morphe brushes. I don't know. Anyways, and so literally almost all of them that I got were favorites of Jaclyn Hill. I know that she's a hit and miss for people, but I really like her. I always have. I was very surprised and very sad to hear about her divorce, but I mean, the way she's talking about it now, it's the best thing that she's done. And that makes me really happy, because there's a lot of people that stay in relationships when they shouldn't, and it just goes to show you that life is not what it seems when it comes to social media and the camera and stuff. Because I mean, did you guys see her and John's photo shoot where it was the sexiest, most intimate pictures? She was topless, and you know, the way he was looking at her, you just thought that they were the most in love couple you'd ever seen in your life, but that is not so. And I think she already said that she's not with somebody anymore, or she's with somebody else already, and he's with somebody else already. So you had to know that, you know, it wasn't doing well. She even said that they've been in that house. How long have they been in that house now? For a year? They never slept in the same room, or never went to bed at the same time, or something like that. So I'm gonna go in with my Wayne Goss brush minus that fuzz, and this is the O2 brush. This is my favorite highlighting brush. I don't really ever talk about brushes that much, just because I feel number one, this one I hate mentioning because it's super expensive, but I think Missy got me this, or she mentioned it and I bought it. and I fell in love. I don't know. I got one in a one of the Happy Box, or what is it called? Is it the Happy Box that is at Christmas time every year? I've been able to get one 2 years in a row, and I am hoping I can get another one this year, because it's a really cool way of like discovering some stuff. And anything that I don't like, I give as gifts. Like, I think it was Nessa, I gave her a freaking By Terry Sun Chaser palette, which that's like an amazing gift. It's a huge, super expensive, you know what I mean, gift, and you didn't really pay that much for it, but it's still something really, really nice. I hope that doesn't sound shady. So now I'm gonna go in with this. This is another thing that, I don't know if you guys remember this. I used to be in love with this back in the day. I used this for setting under my eyes with my wet beauty blender almost every single day. Like, look at how much pan is on that. But everyone went bananas over this thing because of the blush, and it's a gorgeous blush. So that is what I used literally every single day down in California. So it just gives like the right amount of flush. It's just so pretty. The Wet n Wild brush that I mentioned to you guys in the last tutorial that I did, that Shauna gave me. I love these brushes. It has like this little indent in it that like your finger just fits in perfectly, and it, I don't know, it just gives you confidence when holding the brush, it feels like. Is that weird? And then every single day I did use my pearls, my little meteorites from Geurlain. These are expensive, but I feel like they really do make a difference in your makeup. I hate to say that for any of you that maybe can't afford it, but if you're ever like, if you ever get a coupon for, you know, Sephora or even like Macy's or something like that, and you're like, what should I get? I would suggest these. There's just something about them that blends your 3 powders together. It makes you look beautiful. Okay, so I did things a little bit different. You guys who have been watching me for a while know I typically go in and I do my transition, and then I do another transition, and then I do an outer corner, and then I do this, and blah, 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 blah. But I did things a little bit different on this day, and it paid off. And I'll tell you who I was inspired by was Tara Babies. I haven't watched a video of hers in forever. She does hauls like all day, every day. And I love them because they're all like super high end. But it also makes me want to buy everything, and I don't have the same budget that she does. That girl spends money. Like, each haul she does is like over $1,000 usually. Mama don't got that kind of money. So I just put on that Smashbox 24-hour primer. I'm not saying that whole name because we'll be here all day. And then I'm gonna stamp this base using that same Wet n Wild brush. And I literally, like I said, just stamp it on. I feel like this cleans up my brows and adds more protection against creasing, and it gives better pigment because I'm laying down that like white base. So I started backwards. I took a semi-flat shader brush, not stiff, it's still a little bit fluffy. This is from IT Cosmetics. I couldn't even tell you what it is because it's rubbed off. And I took the Color Passion and I started at the outer corner. So I got the shape that I want. I want a like cat eye, and just brought it up to the crease. And I'm kind of just like pressing it down. I'm not like moving my, I'm just pressing it down. I'm not moving my brush. And I'm going in about halfway. Just like light. So starting from the outer corner, bringing it towards my brow. So I get that cat eye effect. Okay, and then I also took it just literally the length of the brush right on the outer corner. Just like that. And then I took a little bit of a stiffer brush. This is a Morphe R39. The rose gold collection is actually pretty good. And then I took the color Love and I used that to blend this out. So I kind of blend out the edges of that and then bring the color in. And, you know, try and blend out that little skipping that's right there. But I did not use this color Love to blend out the bottom. That comes with something else. So this, I literally sat for a good couple minutes, and you don't really understand that because like the bigger YouTubers don't really show them sitting there and blending it forever. Like it just, sometimes to me I'm like, how does it look like that? But then I figured out like they probably sit there for a long time and blend, and nobody ever shows how long that they truly blend, I don't think. I wasn't like over the moon with this palette as much as I thought I was going to be. I like thought I was going to love this thing more than life itself because it was cool tone, it was pastels, but I told you guys in that vlog that I feel like it isn't a like everyday palette. Like I couldn't take this with me and get like a ton of different looks. I felt like mind you, I used this for 8 days straight. Like I said, aside from like maybe 2 days, maybe. And I just felt like every single look that I did just turned out so dark because the transition shades that you get in here, which are, so that's like a bare naked. You have like this as a transition shade and like maybe that, but even those are like super dark. Even the pink that I'm using right now, Love. This one, it's super dark. I used the Soul color, which was the one that I think for the most part, if you wanted this palette, it was in part because of that color, like a pastel purple matte shade, like wow. But even that was like super dark and it wasn't the color that you thought it was gonna be. So I don't know. This one is like definitely more sharp and this one's a little bit more blown out, but I think that again is because my eyes are completely two different shapes. So I'm gonna try and cut this one maybe a little bit sharper with the purple. So yeah, I was a little, I think I hyped this one up to myself a little bit too much. I just really thought it was gonna be pastel and pretty and soft, and it's just a lot darker than I thought it was. And I'm not saying it's a bad palette, it's just not what I thought it was gonna be. And it's not like my everyday palette that, again, I thought it would have been. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this a little bit fluffier brush. This is a Morphe M441, just a huge fluffy brush. And I'm taking the color Incense right down here, and I'm going to buff that on the lower lash line. But I still want that outer third to be like very, not very dark, but like still want that darkness to show. So I'm not gonna blend it away, but I'm just going to blend it into my lower lash line, and I don't want my entire lower lash line to be that dark, so it's like a math problem. Again, I'm just gonna stamp it just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to take the color Dreamer, which is like uber soft, and so I just use my fingers because everyone goes on and on about the fallout, but they're also digging into it like they're digging for gold with their brushes. So nobody uses eyeshadows like that when they're like, look at all the fallout. Well, duh, You're using a stiff brush and you're tapping into it. What did you think was gonna happen? It's a soft pressed, you know what I mean? Like glitter pigment almost. That's what it feels like. Like that's how soft it is. You just have to like do it gentle. And you don't need a lot. Like her shadows go a long way. I mean, I never bought Subculture, so I don't know like that whole formula, but sometimes, you know what I mean, when some of them talk about the way ABH shadows fall out, I'm like, you're an idiot. Look at how you're treating it. You're going in there with a stiff brush on a glitter when I know myself and quite a few other friends that use their fingers for shadows like that, and I always have. Natasha Denona shadows are like that. I don't feel like you can just like go straight in with a brush, and hers are like some of the most expensive hyped up shadows. Like I know Shauna freaking loves her shadows. And then I'm just going to bring that pink into the inner. This look, you guys, I wore it yesterday to the airport and it made me feel so sexy. I just felt like really confident and really cute. Like I did. Felt really cute yesterday. Because this is like so much. I'm going in with the Tarte, this like little buffing, because her shadows definitely have some fallout. And instead of being smart like an idiot, instead of being smart and brushing them away, I like went like this and it just smeared it. So that was my fault, not Anastasia Beverly Hills' fault. I'm gonna zoom you back out just so you don't lose me. This look is so much different than my last one. Remember I told you guys that last one that I did is very mom, you know what I mean? It's very pretty, it's very fresh, it's nice looking. It's also like a 10-minute look. It's, you know, I don't know. And so this one, it has like, you take your time to do the wing eyeliner and you have like bold colors, and it's empowering. It's empowering. So for this wing liner, I'm using this Physicians Formula, and typically this is like my favorite eyeliner of all time, but for some reason today, or this specific one like was a little bit on the dry side. So I look to the side and start at my lower eyelid and go in line with this cat eye that I already created with the eyeshadow and just flick it up. And then I take that line and kind of follow this natural crease of my eye. And it takes a couple times for me to like get it down. And that's typically how I do a wing. It's not the most professional thing in the world, but that's how I do mine. Sometimes they look good, sometimes they don't. Okay, and then I used my Dior little quad, and I did some of the pink instead of a traditional white in my inner corner. I took the white under my brow bone.
I used the entire time this pink one from the Fix Plus pink one. Pink light. I honestly don't notice a difference with this between this and the regular one. I don't feel like it had a ton of shimmer in it where I was like, ooh, glowy. And then we're gonna do some mascara. Still on this kick for the MAC Extended Play Lash. Without fail, I always get it under my lashes because they're long. So I clean it up after the Fix Plus dries. Every time I get it under there, every time. All right, and then I used the Stila Huge Mini. I took that traveling with me, but I'm not sure if it's past its prime. It's a little bit on the dry side. I'm gonna use this Sheer Wisdom from Butter London, and this is in the color Dusty Mauve. This isn't exactly what I wore in the look, but I just use the same gloss every single time I'm out and about. And I'll link it down below. It's just an Essence gloss. You can find it, I know Target sells Essence and Ulta does. I'm not a drugstore girl, like I don't go into like Walgreens or like CVS or any of that. I don't know why. These are nice though, because it gives you just a hint of color. Still glossy, but non-committal like a lipstick. You're not worried about it all day. And that is the finished look. So it is exactly how I remembered it from yesterday. And I absolutely love it. This look is definitely my favorite one that I came up with out of the ABH palette. If you want to see some more looks using Norvina, let me know. There's a couple other ones, but this is definitely my favorite. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really glad I recreated it. And now I get to go film 5 different videos for hauls of all the crap that I picked up in California. So I love you guys, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.